I wanted to make a video today for businesses, business owners, employees, all of you out there that are working on opening up, having new policies in place, and you're doing your best to be in compliance with the state's guidelines. And I just want to tell you about my experience and also remind you that while you're working on your store policies, these are guidelines, they are not law. So of course, you want to comply the best you can and make things run smoothly for everybody. And there are also things I want you to think about where you need to have a little bit more grace. And I'll explain my situation, and you can make your own opinion on what you'd like to do if you want to make any changes or if you're standing firm on where you are. So today I was out and about with my family because whenever I have to go somewhere, like I had to do today for a dentist appointment, everybody has to come with me. And the reason why is because I have a nursing baby. So while I'm in there, my husband has to be in the car to take care of the baby and the other kids. So on our way home, because wherever we go, it's a long drive for us. And on the way back, little kids can't hold it anymore and they have to go to the bathroom. And most businesses around here have shut their restrooms down. And that is really, really hard for parents. I mean, we're already trying to navigate everything else thrown at us, and that on top of it is super, super hard. We're not going out in public needing a restroom unless we just can't help it. It's not something that's fun for us, so we're definitely not doing it on purpose. So the places that still have some restrooms open are typically grocery stores, so that's what we chose to do. We chose to stop at a local grocery store. And please know that we support local business. We're excited to see places opening up. And so I just want to come from that place of I'm understanding you the best I can. And I want you to understand me as well. So I have a medical condition that I cannot wear a mask. And if you read the guidelines, there is an exemption for that. So I am exempt from wearing a mask. There's also, I believe, a mental condition where you can't wear a mask. I don't pretend to understand that one because that's not me. And I know that just like it is for me, no one's allowed to ask that person or me what the condition is. That's against HIPAA and all of that. You should understand that. So I came to this store with my little kid who's doing the little potty dance, and the restroom's right in the corner. Very easy to go in and out. I'm not going to call this store out by name because I don't think that's fair. Someone may judge them unjustly, and I don't want that to happen here. The person who was at the entrance, who was helping people with their carts, that employee stopped me and said, "Ma'am, you're not allowed in without a mask." And I told him, I am medically exempt. I was not apologetic, because why should anyone be apologetic? Should somebody who takes up more space because they're in a wheelchair be apologetic? Of course not. And I don't want to be discriminated against, just like anybody else. So I told him flat out, I am medically exempt. I need to take my son to the restroom. That's all I need to do. I don't need to go through your store or anything else like that. Sorry for that noise in the background. And he wouldn't let me in. And he called muffled through his mask. I couldn't even hear him for a manager, and we had to wait and wait and wait, and nobody was coming. So I finally asked him, I was like, is anybody coming? Did they even hear you? Because if you don't get somebody here, my son is going to pee right here. You can't ask a little kid to wait forever. They're eventually going to give way. So, and then we're going to have a whole nother circumstance where you're going to have to cordon off this area. How's anyone going to get in and out of the store while you clean that up? Type thing. So he called again. Finally, a manager came out, and I explained the situation again to her. She was very kind, and she said, "Okay, no problem. I'll take care of you. I'll go make sure there's no one in the bathroom, and then I'll walk in with you to make sure that nobody comes in after you, and then you can go right back out." I appreciate that. She was doing the best she could with a store policy that they have. I don't appreciate being treated like a child. I can govern my own self, and so can every other adult in that store. Um, I'm not trying to be rude to anybody. If people want to keep 6 feet away from me, by all means, do so. And I will do the same for you. I will be courteous to you if that's your wish. I will not compromise my own health to accommodate somebody else. No, I won't. I will not do that. Um, but being 6 feet away from somebody doesn't compromise my health, so I'm happy to do that. So that was a little rubbed me the wrong way by having to have someone there make sure that the rules were followed. I mean, are you following everybody else in the store to make sure they're staying 6 feet away from each other? Are you bugging them as if you're the police? So that was a little off-putting, but she did the best she could in the situation with the store policy, and I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. The whole point of this video is you should know that there is a medical exemption, and like I mentioned, also a mental exemption, and you should think about how you can accommodate those people with dignity, because it did not feel like I was treated in the most dignified manner, especially by the first employee that I went into. A customer, really nice customer who was walking into the store, overheard a little bit what was going on, and she turned to me and in his defense and said, he's just doing what he's been told. And I said, I understand that. I'm just trying to let him understand the situation, because he was totally flabbergasted totally flabbergasted that such a thing could come across his day today, and he didn't know how to handle it. Thankfully, he got a manager who handled it. But everyone should be aware. I mean, if you're aware of the policy in the first place, you should be aware of the exemptions and make accommodations for them. And like I said, do it with dignity. Expect to be treated with dignity yourself, and treat others as you would like to be treated. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Of course, any business can refuse service to anybody, and you are within your rights to do so. You could refuse service to somebody for wearing a yellow shirt if that was something. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, because that certainly wouldn't hold up if they tried to sue you for it. But for reasons of conscience and people who are coming in and being toxic or threatening to you or your staff or the other people who are shopping, absolutely you can refuse service to them. But that's not this kind of a situation. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that to awareness because it seems like a lot of people aren't aware of it. Thank you so much for listening and for your consideration, and for having grace with people today. It's not easy, and the people that are, you're making a huge difference, making lives better for everybody with just a smile and a friendly word. And I appreciate it. Thank you.